Welcome into All Joe Madden here on Picks and Parlays. I'm Joe, and today I'm joined by Dan Kaiser and Steve Seagrave. Today we are talking Monday Night Football primetime action, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. Now, currently, at time of recording here, looking at those lines, we are seeing the Eagles rolling in as a 2.5-point dog into Lambeau. We have the Green Bay Packers, of course, laying the 2.5 for minus 130 on the money line, and that total sitting nice and solid at 44.5. Now we are seeing the juice to the over in this one. The over coming in at that minus 120 mark. But you guys, we're going to have a round table here. I'm going to talk about this game. As we go over this game, make sure you do hit the like button over here on YouTube. Also, if you're looking for the best bets from Steve or Dan, you can head on over to picksandparlays.net. We'll talk a little bit more as we go during the show about everything over there for sale. But let's jump into this one. Firstly, Steve, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm glad to be on the show today.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Dan, you doing good? How is the football season treating you so far?
It's treating me all right, but Jonathan Smith's the Michigan State's head coach, so I'm still not doing well.
Okay, so we've got to write that down, put it on the calendar. As soon as that happens, we know Dan is going to be having a party at his house. I'm sure we're all invited, and I'm sure the beer will be flowing down. But let's jump into this Monday Night Football game. Dan, I want to ask you first. Were you shocked at all when you saw the Eagles coming in off a bye, even though some of their struggles that they were the dog rolling into Lambeau?
No, not really. Again, it goes back to the old thing, isn't it? You know, home field advantage is worth 3 points. You know, the old adage. I thought this would be. This is a pick'em game. Both teams are. Both teams are playing decent. Not Green Bay, but Philadelphia's got to be the ugliest 6-2 team out there. You know, they do it just enough to win, and so far that's worked for them. You know, and there's a couple of interesting things in this one, but I'll let Steve give his thoughts first before we break this down.
I think the line's pretty efficient here with Green Bay playing at home. I could see it coming down to a pick'em as it gets closer, though, because I like Philly here. Just Nick Sirianni is just so good coming off of a bye week, 4-0 since he's taken over in Philly with an average margin of victory of 10 points. So, and then coming off the bye, like I just mentioned, the bye, and then also they improved at the trade deadline. So I just feel like this is a spot. This is an Eagle spot here for me.
It really does feel that way, Dan. I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are on this. But you look at the Packers and you look at them last week. Do you think the Packers were looking ahead to this Monday Night Football game, Dan? Because that was an ugly, ugly performance. I like their uniforms, though. The uniforms were great.
Yeah, it could have been, but I don't know. I'm one of those. I don't understand looking ahead. You know, because I understand that people that think that, but I don't. Why would you be looking ahead? You got to win every game, especially when you're in the NFC North, you know, and everybody's fighting for a playoff spot and fighting for the division. So you can't afford to be looking ahead. I'm with Steve though. I like Philly in this one. I think for a couple of reasons. One, I think the loss of a Kraft is really going to hurt Green Bay. I mean, that was Love's security blanket, their tight end, and that's going to hurt them. And I think on the Philly side, it looks like maybe Barkley's finally back. He had a big game last week, and as great as what Michael Parsons is as a pass rusher, there's one thing you can do on him, and Dallas do that, as you can run on him, and a lot of teams have been running on him. So if Barkley's back, I think Philadelphia's going to have a good day on the ground, and as they've shown, Hurts just has to do enough for them to win or not to lose. And I think the loss of Kraft is going to hurt. I think, as Steve said, Sirianni's a great offensive coach and can figure things out. I just kind of do like Philly on the road in this one as well.
Okay, so Philly on the road for Dan plus the 2.5. Steve, are you feeling the same way? The points that Dan brought up, do you have any additional ones that you're liking?
Yeah, I agree that's a huge loss with Tucker Kraft on the Green Bay side. And then you look at Philly, they really, at the deadline, they retooled this defense a little bit, some nice additions that could help them down the stretch. Obviously, they're going to have to work these guys in. It's only been a week, you know, but Jair Alexander, Michael Carter, Jalen Phillips, these are some nice additions to their defense that they can mix and match with. And that loss to Kraft is huge. But I normally when I see a spread like this under a field goal, whether it be a plus or a minus that I'm looking at, I generally will go to the money line, take the plus points, or avoid laying the 2.5 and just take the higher money line. But this is a spot where I could really see a close football game, so I like having those 2.5 points in my back pocket. And just another thing too is I just like how the Eagles have kind of had this Packers team's number. Last season they beat them twice. They beat them in Week 1, and then they beat them in the wild card week as well. So I really like Philly here, despite playing on the road.
Okay.
Plus those points.
So it looks like all three of us are in agreement because I'm completely with you guys. It seems like the Eagles right there plus the 2.5. It's a nice price at minus 118 on the majority of books, grabbing them plus the 2.5. Now, Dan, Steve said that he probably will just grab the points, not sprinkle the money line in a tight game. You willing to sprinkle the money line, or dare I say, ulting this one, laying 2.5 with them, thinking they win this by a few?
I'm kind of Steven this. I'll take the points because with these two coaches, I can see either one of them going for a 2. If they score at the end of the game, and they could kick an extra point to tie it and go into overtime or go for 2. I can see both of these coaches going for 2. So I'd rather have that. If I'm taking the dog, I'd rather have those 2.5 points to kind of negate that factor.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Okay, you guys, if the Eagles are winning this, how does this one play out? What are you expecting the Eagles to come with for a game plan here to really shut down and quiet the Green Bay Packers offensively? Do you think this is a game, Steve, in which we see Saquon Barkley really go off, running the clock out there and not allowing Jordan Love on the field?
Yeah, I could see that. Barkley was a little banged up heading into their bye week, but so it gives him a little extra week to stay healthy here. Yeah, and I think obviously they're going to try to ride Barkley. And then on the other side with Green Bay, missing Kraft, missing other weapons over there, they're going to have to also lean on their Josh Jacobs over there in Green Bay as well.
Yeah, Dan, can you see that? Can you see the Green Bay Packers really using Josh Jacobs on the ground in this one without Tucker Kraft on the field?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to. I don't think they want, especially without Kraft, to go over the middle. I don't think they're going to want Love dropping back a lot against, because that Philly front line can put a lot of pressure on it and do a lot of damage. I'm not sure they're going to want him sitting back in the pocket for a long time. So if you don't see a lot of Jacobs, you'll probably see a lot of quick screens and quick passes because I don't think they want him sitting back and taking damage because Philadelphia does have a good, even though they're not ranked high based on points a lot, they do have a good front seven and they can get after you. I think you're gonna see. I think it's gonna be a running game. But I think both teams will take shots deep occasionally, but I think it's gonna be trying to control it more on the ground.
Okay, I like where you're going. You guys remember, if you are looking for the best bets from Dan Guys or Steve Seagraves, go on over to picksandparlays.net. You want to check out the Weekend Warrior package. This will get you all of the football picks from Steve or Dan for just $49 for Saturday and Sunday as no extra cost. They're going to throw in those Monday plays as well. So this isn't just NFL. You're able to get those college picks over there too. And then if you're looking for more, because these guys cover absolutely everything under the sun, they're so involved in the sporting world. You can get the rest of 2025 from your handicapper of choice for just $8.30. So that's the rest of 2025. That's your long-term package for just $8.30. And I know both of these guys have been absolutely crushing the book. So head on over there and grab that. Okay, we're going to give both of these guys the floor in just a second to go over their best bets in this game. I want to throw something at you guys. I want to hear firstly what you like on those totals in this. If you got any touchdown scores, if you got any rushing props before we get to your best free bets. But I also want to throw at you the parlay I built. So I built this parlay yesterday. Tell me who loses it for me. I got Jalen Hurts for the anytime tutty. We know he's so good. The tush push. Got Saquon Barkley. He needs to get in the end zone. And then Josh Jacobs to get in the end zone. The three guys for an anytime tutty parlay together. This is Picks and Parlays plus 900. Steve, which leg loses it?
Well, I'm on Jalen Hurts as well here, and I kind of was bouncing back and forth between him and Barkley. So if you're gonna force me to pick one, I'm gonna go Josh Jacobs, even though I could kind of see all three finding the end zone. As far as the total, it just feels like a very efficient number to me. And this Green Bay Packers team has kind of been like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with they had low scoring against Carolina, but then you look at these other games before that, ton of high scoring games: Pittsburgh, Arizona, Cincinnati, that 40-40 game against Dallas. So this total is a tough spot for me where I'm staying away from the total here. But if I had to pick one leg of that parlay, I guess I would go Josh Jacobs.
Okay, it could be Josh Jacobs. Dan, are you going with Josh Jacobs? Is there anyone else you think I should take out, or any other of these guys, or should I take someone out, put someone else in? What are your thoughts on my parlay there?
Actually, I do like it. I mean, if I was going to do something, it'd be kind of something I'd put especially with Kraft not playing. So I guess the only one I think may lose would be Hurts.
Okay, maybe Hurts. No tush push in this
No,
one. So you guys let us know below this video which leg of the parlay, that's Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Jacobs won't be able to cash. If it does cash, it's going to be a great Sunday or Monday for me, you guys. It is 9-1. So I did put some money on that one. But I'm going to give the guys the floor. You guys let us know all of your best bets out there, any props that you are playing in this Monday Night Football game. Dan, I'm going to start with you.
Right now, the only thing I really like on this is the Eagles in this one. I looked at some of the props. I don't know, because I just don't know how this game is going to go. I mean, like Steve said, Green Bay, they stunk against Carolina, but they put up tons of points in other games. So I'm like Steve, I'm going to stay away from the total. And to be honest, I'm not a huge prop better to begin with. It just takes me too much time, and I haven't looked at this game much, and just the way this, not really 100% of how this game's going to play out. I'm just staying away from props for Monday night.
Okay, so Dan rolling with the Eagles plus the 2.5. Steve, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so I already went over the reasons why I like Philadelphia plus the 2.5, or even the money line, because I wouldn't take them plus 2.5 if I didn't expect them to win. But I like this Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown plus 135. We got a nice revenge spot here, with the Packers being the team that lobbied against the tush push. So if Hurts has the chance to use that brotherly shove, CEO from the Packers said that this play was bad for the game. So I see this being a revenge spot for Hurts. He hasn't scored in back-to-back weeks. The last time he hasn't scored in 3 straight games was back in 2023, and he didn't play barely in Week 18. One of those was a wild card game as well. The Packers haven't allowed a ton of quarterback rushing touchdowns, only actually one, and it was to Dak Prescott. But they haven't really faced a ton of mobile quarterbacks. And with Philly coming off of the bye, this offensive line really should be able to, rested, prepared, should be able to really provide a positive push. We mentioned already Saquon Barkley being a bit banged up here. So if Hurts has the chance to use the tush push here, he's going to use it. Because, like I said, the Packers are the ones that brought it to the table to ban this play. And I could see him just being kind of like a little bit of a revenge spot.
This is absolutely a revenge spot, Steve. I'm so glad you brought up that point, because now, guess what I'm jumping on? The 2+ studies for Jalen Hurts, it's plus 900. He can get 2. This is definitely going to be a statement out of the Eagles on that tush push. The Packers wanted to ban it for a reason. They can't stop it. No one can stop it. Let's go 2. You think we get 3? 6 plus 6,000? I'm greedy, you guys. You know that.
I think 3 might be pushing it, but I think the 2 is on the table. I was looking at that as well. I think it was 10-1 when I saw it, but even at 9-1, that's a pretty nice price considering he can get there, whether it be a design play or on a scramble. And just with the narrative heading into this game, I see them. If they're on the 1 yard line, he's gonna look at that brotherly shove. So.
He absolutely will. Well, you guys, thanks so much for joining us here to talk the Monday Night Football game, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. Both of these guys are in agreement. The Eagles plus a 2.5 is where you want to go. And I third it, I guess. I can't second it. I third it, you guys. All the best in all of your bets. We'll see you back here on Picks and Parlays on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you know when these free videos drop. You guys keep crushing the books, and we'll see you next time.